In this video today, I want to tell you exactly why the K&M 18810 Omega table style keyboard stand is my favorite one that I've ever used. To give you some background, my name is Mike Barden and I am a professional keyboard player, have been playing for decades. Most recently, I've been playing with a cover band called Boogie and the Yo-Yos. We play large stages and festivals around the Wisconsin area. As you can see from this footage, this is us playing on a very cold January afternoon for a Packers playoff game at Lambeau Field. But because of the nature of how I play and the nature of this band, I do have really specific needs in my equipment. First of all, my equipment has to be durable, it has to be heavy duty, it has to be stable, it has to be reliable. To give you a little bit more information, when I play with this band, I do stand, so I need the keyboard to be at a certain height. I'm also a taller person, I'm over 6 feet tall, so I do need the height of the keyboard to be at a certain height that I can play on. Also, I tend to play very often on a raised platform, which is not that big, but it does make things a little bit more unstable for me. When I used, for example, an X stand and would extend that to its highest height, that would destabilize my keyboard. It would start to flop from side to side. Also, when I play, I do need a stand to hold my tablet that I use as a reference and another stand for my microphone. And so all these things take up this very limited floor space on my platform, so I really needed something that would be more stable and then handle all these things. It was a completely different design from the X stand that I used. It has the horizontal bar that goes across the top that supports the keyboard, and then the crossbars that provide the stability. There is a vertical leg on each side with a horizontal support on the floor level that makes the keyboard stand very stable. So that was a big change. Also, I can take that all the way up to the height that it needs to be and not lose any stability. The other great thing is that you can put attachments on it, and I have used those attachments to add to the keyboard so that right from the keyboard I can add the stand to hold my tablet and I can add the stand to hold my microphone, and all that does not take up more floor space on my little platform. This is just way more stable and way more reliable than what I could ever get out of an X stand before. Now with this keyboard, I tend to use it as a stand-up keyboard, so I just leave it at a standing height. But it can be easily brought down to a lower sitting height if you need to do that as well. And as a seated keyboard stand, I find it also to be very pleasant. One of the questions that I had also when I was shopping for a keyboard stand was, would it be able to hold this massive Phantom G8 keyboard that I play, this Roland? And it absolutely does. This keyboard is huge. I hate carrying it around, to be perfectly honest. That's why on stage I use the Phantom G7. I would absolutely trust this stand to also hold the weight and support this full 88 key Phantom G8 keyboard as well. To give you some specifications on the keyboard stand, it weighs about 21 pounds. It can be adjusted from any height from about 23.5 inches to just over 40 inches tall, which is great for me. It has a weight capacity of 176 pounds, which is awesome. My only complaint about this keyboard really is that it is not that easy to tear down and put together. So I just leave it put together in its performance mode, and then I'll just store it that way. But as you can see, I can actually still fit this in the back of my car, and then certainly when we're touring with a trailer, I can put it in the trailer, and that works just fine. So as I did my research again on this stand, I did discover that there is now a K&M 18820 Omega Pro keyboard stand. So if collapsibility is important to you, you might want to pay the extra few dollars and get that 18820 Omega Pro keyboard stand so you can collapse that down. If you enjoy getting my honest feedback on professional keyboard products, please give the video a like and subscribe. I do plan on telling you more about the gear that I use as a keyboardist.